Pioneer fans, Pioneer men's varsity hockey is live and on the air. As we are live from the Taylor Sportsplex, where it is your Pioneer men's varsity hockey team taking on Divine Child. This is Divine Child's first game of the season. Pioneer played yesterday, and I apologize we weren't quite able to broadcast that one because we were already double booked, so triple booked, and we can only do, at this point, 2 games at once. But Pioneer was able to win that game yesterday by a score of 4-3, beating Cabrini Riverview over at the Trenton Ice Arena. So Pioneer already 1-0 on the season, as going into the playoffs last season, Pioneer was 2-20-1. So Pioneer already with a good win there. They did get a win in the playoffs, but Pioneer looking to have a bit of a bounce back season from last season. The team played very, very hard, but ended up not getting a lot of success on the ice despite that hard effort and work. Let's talk a little bit about the roster compared to last season, as Pioneer has a lot more players on the roster. Taking a look at last year, Pioneer had 5 upperclassmen and 12 lowerclassmen for a total of 17 players on the roster, whereas this season it is 26, excuse me. So 9 more players on the roster. Last season, Pioneer only had 2 seniors. They double that with 4 seniors this season. They had 3 juniors last season. They have 8 this season. So a total of 12 upperclassmen compared to 5 last year. That level of experience will be hopefully paying off huge dividends for Pioneer. At the sophomore level, it was 8 sophomores last season, 11 sophomores this season. So the sophomore class, the youth is still coming in. And then it was 4 freshmen last season and 3 freshmen this season. So it was, again, 5 upperclass, 12 lowerclassmen last season. This year it's 12 upperclassmen and 14 lowerclassmen. So a lot more experience, a lot more players on the team, and that is something that we love to see, folks coming out and joining and playing for this team. We love to see that, and we love to see the success. I don't have who scored, as it looks like Cabrini Riverview put in the stats for the game yesterday. And also, by the way, it looks like we're not starting at 7 because there's a couple of the Divine Child figure skaters out here getting ready to go. So it looks like we probably have the ice at 7, which is fine. That's totally good. Just means that you'll hear a lot more PSAs as we're getting ready to get going here, as these wonderful, amazing figure skaters doing things that I would hurt myself just attempting. So they're very skilled. It started off, Riverview had a goal in the first, so they had a 1-0 lead going into the first. Pioneer scored twice in the second to take the 2-1 lead into the second intermission. Both squads scored twice in the third to make it 4-3 for Pioneer. Taking a look, again, we don't have nothing got put in for the Pioneer players, so I don't even know who was between the pipes for the win, as Pioneer 3 goalkeepers on the roster, as we have Houston, Lawrence, and Meadows all on the Pioneer roster. I know with Riverview Cabrini, 2 goals were by Horan, and then 1 goal by Turkowski. That was the 3 goals. The assists were 2 to Sims, 2 to Norisha, and 1 to Burns. So 3 goals, 5 assists, and it was Glover between the pipes for Riverview Cabrini. The Pirates, 28 shots on goal, saved 26 of them. But Pioneer scored 4 times, so I'm not sure exactly how that works. Probably one was they pulled the netminder, and maybe they even pulled the netminder twice. But giving up 2 goals on 28 shots, apparently. So that is the game yesterday. So Pioneer already with a win, 4-3 now heading into this Divine Child game, hoping to get a good win here as well. At that point, that would equal their win total well into last season. Of course, Divine Child's going to have a few things to say about that today. As again, Pioneer did not get their first win until the Bedford game on December 19th last season, where they beat Bedford 4-0. And then their second win came versus Huron, and was a big game, 4-3 win last season versus Huron on February 4th. We have tweeted out a Best in Flow competition that's happening for between Pioneer, Skyline, Huron, and Father Gabriel Richard. So go check out. The team should be tweeting it out. Also, we tweeted it out. So check it out. If there's a QR code that you pull up, so scan the QR code, and that will take you out to a website. The Best in Flow, it's a best hair competition that will be going on. So each of the teams, Pioneer, Skyline, Huron, and Father Gabriel Richard, will be posting their best flows out there, and you can vote. Every dollar that you donate is a vote for the team. So the goal of the Ann Arbor Best in Flow contest is to initiate a philanthropic competition between the 4 teams participating in this 2023 Dan Gillick Hockey Tournament. Now, the efforts are going to raise money for the Miles Jeffrey Roberts Foundation. That is a charitable foundation that promotes youth mental health and suicide prevention, focusing on the athletic community. The MJRF was established in August 2019 in the memory of Miles Roberts, a Skyline hockey player who died by suicide at the age of 15, and that we hope that no other parents have to go through that, and then hopefully with this program people can get the help they need. Certainly a player that we broadcast, and it was a shock and a punch to the gut when that happened, and hopefully we can prevent that sort of thing from happening again. The MJRF Champions Program was initiated in the fall of 2022 at Skyline High School to develop and demonstrate evidence-based outcomes in supporting youth mental health. After this initial process, the goal of the MJR Foundation is to extend this program for support throughout Washtenaw County. So check out their website, and we definitely have that, so you can see that. Essentially, the players and the teams will be using mostly their social media and school media to display their best flows to raise money for the MJR Foundation. Very, very good foundation. Very, very noble cause. So please, if you do want to vote, check that out. So keep an eye out on that. And we tweeted that link out on Twitter or X or whatever you want to call it nowadays. So check that out. We'll put it on our Facebook page a little bit later as well. And we'll put it out on Instagram and everywhere we can get it. So at this point, by the way, if I took a look, let's see if I actually have. I think I pulled up and had some of the. You can also, by the way, if you don't want to use the QR code, it is the mjrfoundation.org that you can go out to, and there should be a link. It's the 2023 Gillick. Why won't that stop there? 2023 Gillick Cup donation competition with dashes between each word. But again, you can just go out to that, to MJR Foundation. Taking a look right now, the Ann Arbor Best in Flow. The River Rats have $85 raised on 4 donations. The Skyline Eagles have $126 raised on 3 donations. Pioneer has 7 donations for $175. And Father Gabriel Richard leads the way, 4 donations for $235. So if you go out to that website, you can see each of the teams. You can click on the link to donate and help support this amazing foundation, as well as this fantastic competition. If you scroll down, you can see the flows for both teams, and we'll also see if last week was tough for me at work, but we'll see if we can get some videos made for some of these squads and some of these practices this coming week as well. So we'd love to see that. It is going to be presented the Saturday of the Gillick tournament between the games. So please vote early, vote often, and we'd love to see a lot of money raised for this excellent cause. Pioneer is in their dark sweaters. They have the black sweaters with the purple on the sleeves, purple across the bands on the arms, Pioneer and block lettering across front, numbers on the sleeves and on the back, and the black pants and the black helmets with the block A's on it. Divine Child has their white jerseys with the red numbers on the front and back. They have an O on the front, so a little different. Try and see. I don't exactly see what that says, but they have an O on the front, and then they have the black pants, black helmets, and white socks. So getting ready to go. 8 minutes here, counting down. So we might get to, it will be a little past 7 o'clock, obviously. Probably looking a little bit more at 7:10, 7:15 for puck drop. Let's play a little bit of messages from the MHSAA. Oh, by the way, what's coming up next for Pioneer? Well, they have this game. Then they will be hosting Cabrini on the 20th at the Ann Arbor Ice Cube. That is a 7:30 p.m. game. So let's take a look at the next 5 upcoming games. November 20th, 7:30 versus Cabrini Riverview. It's a team they just beat. So that will be a home game, 7:30 get out to the Ann Arbor Ice Cube. Then the night before Thanksgiving, the annual Saline hockey game. Originally, I didn't see that on the schedule, so I was a little sad, but we do get to broadcast that. That's from the Ann Arbor Ice Cube at 7:30, so we'll do that before my wife and I take off for her family for Thanksgiving. So check that out. That will be 7:30 on the 22nd versus Saline at the Ann Arbor Ice Cube. Then on the 29th, Pioneer will be playing Lenawee at the Arctic Coliseum. That is going to be a 6:30 game. We will do our best to broadcast from there. We have really bad luck with the internet there. Worst case, maybe we can try and do an audio broadcast and put together the video after the fact. Then we have the Gillick tournament coming up on the 5th, game at 5:30 on December 5th. That would be versus, I don't see it on this roster. I think it's Huron first, I believe, then Skyline on the 7th at 7:30. Then Father Gabriel Richard, they'll be playing on the 9th at 7:30. And on the 9th, they'll have that the best in flow winner. So that's what's coming up next. That gets you to midway through December, where Pioneer will go down to the Toledo Ice House. That will be their they'll be back on December 14th. So that's what is coming up. You can always check out the PioneerAthletics.net website or go to the Pioneer Hockey website to see more information. Let's play a few messages from the MHSAA. We're counting down 1 minute 50 seconds before it looks like we'll probably do the national anthem and the starting lineups. You're watching Pioneer Varsity Hockey, brought to you by Arbor Broadcasting.
Where can you find good information on all kinds of topics related to the well-being of our student athletes? Check out the health and safety page of the MHSAA website. Learn about multi-sport participation, heat and hydration, cardiovascular resources, as well as insurance benefits available for our students. It's all on the health and safety page of MHSAA.com. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
The love of the game draws us to sports, as players, coaches, spectators, and officials. For officials, it's a way to stay in the game they once played, to feel the thrill of putting on the uniform, stepping out of the playing surface, hustling to make the call, and building the relationships which can only be built in sports. If you still have that love for the game, we always need new officials. Register now at MHSAA.com. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Sportsmanship has never been more important between the lines in athletics and outside those lines in our communities. To listen, to respect, to understand, to practice common decency, to have competition without contentiousness. Sportsmanlike qualities are essential components of life itself. Let's all work together to not only be good sports, but good people. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics. Have we gotten to the point where at some high school game that an official has finally had enough from coaches, players, and adults, pulls off the whistle, and offers it to you? Let's hope not. There's no way you could do a better job. It's on everyone to promote good sportsmanship. So before you blurt something out about that next close call, consider this. Without the officials, nobody wins. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Nearly 2,000 of the state's top student athletes will be recognized for excelling academically and in school activities through the MHSAA's Scholar Athlete Award, underwritten by Farm Bureau Insurance. The applicants will be in the running for a total of 32 $1,000 college scholarships. Application materials are available exclusively online through the MHSAA website. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Health concerns in high school sports go beyond physical injuries. The mental well-being of our young people is a hotter topic than ever before. The Michigan High School Athletic Association website has resources to help adults and students recognize potential problems and deal with them in a positive way. You can learn more about these mental health resources on the Health and Safety page of the MHSAA website. A message from the MHSAA promoting the value and values of educational athletics. Can you go anywhere and find an endeavor in society where we've come to accept and tolerate an adult, and even kids, treating another adult the way we allow spectators, coaches, and players to treat a high school game official? Can you? No one has the right to abuse game officials. So before you blurt something out about that next close call, consider this. Without the officials, nobody wins. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Here are 5 more good reasons for multi-sport participation. Multi-sport athletes are more coachable. They have higher athletic ceilings. They become better talent in the long run. They have higher sports IQs. Their sports skills transfer, and they are better teammates. Multi-sport participation is cross-training for life. Learn more at the MHSAA website. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics. Here are 5 good reasons for high school multi-sport participation. Fewer overuse injuries, less opportunity for emotional burnout, exposure to different kids and coaches, exposure to different roles, and learning to compete better. Being a multi-sport participant can help a kid become a more well-rounded person. Multi-sport participation is cross-training for life. Learn more at the MHSAA website. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
we are getting ready to go here. Both squads just warmed up, and again, we do want to mention the Best in Flow competition. Check that out. We tweeted some things out about it earlier today. Check that out. We will absolutely tweet out more. I just got a fantastic hoodie, and we'll see if we can get in front of the camera here with the Best in Flow logo there. But check out, go out, vote. Every dollar is a vote for a team. And again, it all goes to an absolutely fantastic cause. So that all goes to the MJRF Champs program, which helps youth mental health, and it's something very important. Kids are under a lot of pressure nowadays, and need to make sure if they have the tools for good mental health out there. Looks like we may well get a ice resurfacing here before, as both squads head out. We just had the teams get warmed up, and it looked like we were counting down, but now looks like we'll get a quick ice resurfacing before the starting lineups come out. So a little bit of extra time. Again, Pioneer already with a win versus Cabrini Riverview. That was a 4-3 win yesterday, and we'll effort to see if we can get some who scored on that, but I wasn't able to get together with Coach before. I wasn't able to talk to either of the coaches before this, so if any of the fantastic Divine Child folks are watching, hopefully I don't mess up the pronunciation too badly of any of your fantastic players. We will have action tomorrow from the Pioneer women's hockey team. They won 7-1 versus Bloomfield yesterday over at Veterans Memorial Ice Arena. So they will have a game. Let me pull up my little internal broadcasting schedule here. So they will be playing tomorrow at versus Troy United. That out at the Buffalo Wild Wings Arena. That's a 7:45 p.m. game. So we will do our best to broadcast that. James Wiseman will be there, and I believe I should be able to be on the mic for that one. So we'll have that game tomorrow at 7:45. Pioneer Women's trying to go 2-0 to start off the season. We will have Michigan Women's Hockey from Aquinas on Saturday. That will be a 7:30 p.m. game at the Southside Ice Arena, as Michigan Women's Hockey went undefeated last weekend. They tied Lindenwood in the first game. It was in a very, very interesting outdoor arena in St. Louis, part of the Centene Community Ice Arena. That's the Blues practice facility with 4 sheets of ice. We got to go out there this past weekend with the team. One of them is an outdoor sheet of ice called the Barn, and that's where they played. They tied that, then beat then they beat Lindenwood in game number 2, 4-2. Then they beat the number 6 team in the nation, McKendree, 3-0. So Michigan Women's Hockey on a tear. They are 8-0-1 on the season. So we'll broadcast that Saturday on the 18th. And a couple fantastic former Pioneer athletes on that team, so check that out, as well as the manager, Leslie Reed, a former Pioneer hockey player, and I believe she did lacrosse as well. Then on Monday the 20th, Pioneer Men's Hockey will be hosting Cabrini Riverview. That's 7:30 at the Ann Arbor Ice Cube. We will broadcast that. And then on the 22nd, no games on the 21st. On the 22nd, it will be Pioneer Men's Hockey versus Saline at the Ann Arbor Ice Cube. I haven't seen in the past, there used to be a can drive associated with that game for food gatherers. I haven't seen if that's happening again. Then we have a little bit of a break, right? Because hopefully everyone has a wonderful Thanksgiving next week. A week from today, how is it already? We are that far into November. It's unbelievable. But Thanksgiving, a week from today, hopefully we can all watch the Lions do very well. It's been a fun surprise. Speaking of, we're playing a Divine Child, obviously home of Aiden Hutchinson, although I don't think he got on the ice much for the team, but certainly his alma mater. Then we'll be back. So we don't have anything the Friday after Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving through the Thursday. Then Wednesday, we will do our best as we are triple booked again. Women's hockey is going to be hosting University Liggett at Veterans Memorial Ice Arena. We'll have the Michigan Women's Hockey Coaches Show that day, and then we'll see if we can get a third team going over to Lenawee at the Arctic Coliseum at 6:30. If we can't, again, we really, really struggle with connectivity at that rink. So even if we're there, the broadcast doesn't really happen well typically. So lots of things going on. The basketball teams start off December 1st. Men's basketball will be hosting Northville JV at 5:30 at the Pioneer Main Gym, and the varsity team at 7 o'clock on the Pioneer Main Gym. Right after that, on the 2nd of December, the women's varsity hockey team will be over at Orchard Lake St. Mary's to take on that team. Women's basketball will be playing on the 5th, as that will be the same day as the Jillicks. So we'll see if we can get a couple teams going, but they will be playing DeWitt at the Pioneer Main Gym, 5:30 for JV, 7 o'clock for varsity. And we'll do our best to broadcast as many Pioneer men's hockey, Pioneer women's hockey, Pioneer men's basketball, Pioneer women's basketball games as we possibly can. We can't get to them all because of the schedule, but we will do absolutely as many as we can and try and be fair and get a good mix of all of them. So check that out. If you are looking for a bit of a road trip, Pioneer Women's Varsity Hockey is actually going to be out at Traverse City. They're hosting Traverse City. They're going to be out at Traverse City sometime. Thought I saw that coming up, as we're going to be out there for Michigan Women's Hockey. Then the next weekend, Pioneer Women's Hockey will be out there. Traverse City, the first women's hockey, high school hockey team up in northern Michigan, Taylor Lundberg, former Michigan women's hockey player, coaching there. We hope we give Taylor the best. She's always fantastic to get to talk to. Wonderful family, the Lundbergs. So that'll be cool to see Traverse City come this way and then to go up to Traverse City for some games out there. So as we're getting the ice resurfaced here, let's go back. Let's play a little bit more of the MHSAA, as we got about probably 3/4 of the ice resurfacing done. Then we should have the starting lineups and the national anthem and get going just a little bit after quarter after. So you can never tell when you see the time on these games. You can never tell if that's puck drop or that's when you get the ice. So it just makes it a little tough for a pregame show to plan out. You get to hear me wax a little bit about different things up here, but that is all right. Let's give you a little bit of the MHSAA, and we will be right back. You're watching Pioneer Men's Varsity Hockey, brought to you by Arbor Broadcasting.
Where can you find good information on all kinds of topics related to the well-being of our student athletes? Check out the health and safety page of the MHSAA website. Learn about multi-sport participation, heat and hydration, cardiovascular resources, as well as insurance benefits available for our students. It's all on the health and safety page of MHSAA.com. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
The love of the game draws us to sports, as players, coaches, spectators, and officials. For officials, it's a way to stay in the game they once played, to feel the thrill of putting on the uniform, stepping out of the playing surface, hustling to make the call, and building the relationships which can only be built in sports. If you still have that love for the game, we always need new officials. Register now at MHSAA.com. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Sportsmanship has never been more important between the lines in athletics and outside those lines in our communities. To listen, to respect, to understand, to practice common decency, to have competition without contentiousness. Sportsmanlike qualities are essential components of life itself. Let's all work together to not only be good sports, but good people. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics. Have we gotten to the point where at some high school game that an official has finally had enough from coaches, players, and adults, pulls off the whistle, and offers it to you? Let's hope not. There's no way you could do a better job. It's on everyone to promote good sportsmanship. So before you blurt something out about that next close call, consider this. Without the officials, nobody wins. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Nearly 2,000 of the state's top student athletes will be recognized for excelling academically and in school activities through the MHSAA's Scholar Athlete Award, underwritten by Farm Bureau Insurance. The applicants will be in the running for a total of 32 $1,000 college scholarships. Application materials are available exclusively online through the MHSAA website. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Health concerns in high school sports go beyond physical injuries. The mental well-being of our young people is a hotter topic than ever before. The Michigan High School Athletic Association website has resources to help adults and students recognize potential problems and deal with them in a positive way. You can learn more about these mental health resources on the Health and Safety page of the MHSAA website. A message from the MHSAA promoting the value and values of educational athletics. Can you go anywhere and find an endeavor in society where we've come to accept and tolerate an adult, and even kids, treating another adult the way we allow spectators, coaches, and players to treat a high school game official? Can you? No one has the right to abuse game officials. So before you blurt something out about that next close call, consider this. Without the officials, nobody wins. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Here are 5 more good reasons for multi-sport participation. Multi-sport athletes are more coachable. They have higher athletic ceilings. They become better talent in the long run. They have higher sports IQs. Their sport skills transfer, and they are better teammates. Multi-sport participation is cross-training for life. Learn more at the MHSAA website. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Both teams are now out on the ice. Try and get a little sounds from the ice there from our shotgun mic. We did get a message through the website. If you do want to email us, you can email us at arborbroadcasting@gmail.com. That's arborbroadcasting@gmail.com. It's hard for me to keep an eye on the emails while I am broadcasting, but we'll do our best. But we did just get a message through the website that just said Pioneer Men's Hockey. So hopefully, Donna, you were able to find it. We did send a link over. If there's anything else you wanted to let us know, please let us know. If you're looking to vote for Best in Flow, go to our Twitter, and you can see we tweeted that out. And there's a little QR code you can scan. I'll also, when I get back home tonight, I'll tweet out the link if you have issues with the QR codes. I know that's hard for a lot of people. If you pull up, like if you have an iPhone, if you pull up your camera app and kind of touch the QR code, it'll pull up a link that you can click on there. As we are getting ready to go, Pioneer and Divine Child. Pioneer going from right to left here in this opening period. Again, Pioneer in their purple sweaters. Black sweaters with the purple on the shoulders, as well as some stripes across the middle and on the sleeves. Divine Child in their white sweaters with the black shoulders, black pants, both with black helmets. Now here comes your starting lineup for Pioneer. Houston, number 1, starting goalie for Pioneer. Sanborn. Friedman coming out patrolling the blue line. As Commuton coming out, as well as Garcia, and then Sutton. Drew Collins, head coach for Pioneer.
Now let's welcome your Falcons. At forward, number 4, Sam Gordon.
See if we can get a little bit of that without. Okay, out there, Liam Godin. Also out there is O'Connell. Bryden McNamara. Stevens. Tomasicki is the goalkeeper. And then also out there is Jordan. Now, ladies and gentlemen, to honor America, the playing of the national anthem. Little issue with our ice mic there. We'll turn that down. But I think you could hear the fantastic job of the national anthem sung right beneath us, and we appreciate that. Fantastic job. That's not easy. As everyone getting ready to go. Pioneer 1-0 on the season after beating Cabrini Riverview. Looking to go to 2-0. Divine Child looking to start off with a home win on this season. They got a little Seven Nation Army playing here. 17 minutes up on the clock as we're getting ready to go for some Pioneer hockey. Here from the Taylor Sportsplex. We're in the Bell Tire rink. If you come in, that's just to your right. Houston skates down to the right. Tomasiki down to our left. Coming in, Commutin. In to take the face off. On the other side is Stevens. That puck right at center. Pulled back. Friedman has it in along the far boards. Friedman trying to fire it away. Held in at the far point. Here comes Pioneer. Racing ahead with it. Sent over to Sutton into the far corner. That pulled back right up behind by O'Connell. The puck in along the near boards. Pioneer. Sam Borden sends it right back. O'Connell in the far corner. Tip there. Sutton trying to get to it. Now at the far point, Sutton centering it up. That pulled back in along the near boards. Racing ahead is Gordon. Gordon puts it deep into the Pioneer zone, right back behind Houston into the far corner. Sanborn trying to pull that puck away there. Comes in along the near boards, plucked up there. Here comes Pioneer as Armstrong gains the zone, fires it. That went right off of a Divine Child player back into the neutral zone. Jones trying to fire it in along the far boards. Now that brought in to the far corner. Shot there, goes wide. Comes back in along the near boards of the neutral zone. Ress has it on the near circle of his own zone. Ress fires it over in along the far boards. Trying to fire it ahead there was Rowe. Puck top of the far circle. Spinning back with it is Bryden McNamara. There's a shot. Houston tipping it away into the far corner. DiDomenico gets it back to the high slot. That gets blocked all the way back. Grabbing it. Bryden McNamara fires it over on the far side. Racing back to get it is DiDomenico back behind the goal. Here comes Divine Child as they fire it down the far boards. Racing ahead with it. Bryden McNamara puts it back deep over. Waz with it into the near corner. Here comes Rez. Rez goes back behind his own goal for Pioneer. Chips it in along the far boards. Yang gets it ahead. Now racing with it. Coming down the near boards. Coming in. Nolan Miller with a shot and a save by Kamasicki. Down the near boards it goes. Right to the Pioneer blue line. Trying to chip that ahead was Kresge. Bringing it in. Nolan Miller trying to fire it. Now coming outside the near circle Brendan Stone with it there as he's battling back with Bryden Davis. Puck slips right back behind the goal in the Divine Child zone. Flaws has it, puts it in along the near boards. Divine Child coming down the near boards of the neutral zone. Bryden Davis with it. Flips that over to Wysocki. Wysocki puts it deep into the Pioneer zone. Pulling it back, Kresge into the far corner. And puck on the far circle. Kresge fires it ahead. Now Peterson down the far boards trying to get it through the neutral zone. That gummed up right in front of the Divine Child bench. Back into the Pioneer zone. Move, centered up. Kresge gets it back in along the far boards. Now coming down with it is Scott into the far corner for Divine Child. 14:04 left to go here in the first. Scoreless so far between these two teams, Divine Child and Pioneer, as trying to get to it. Sean Stone trying to slip that out, knocking around, and that comes right back behind Houston. Now Pioneer takes it in along the near boards, trying to feed it ahead to Peterson outside the near circle. Peterson takes it behind the Pioneer goal, going from the near side to the far side. Peterson coming down the boards. He's chipped off of that by Gordon. The puck comes back into the Divine Child zone. O'Connell has it back behind his own goal. Stops there, now comes to the near side. O'Connell fires it over to Brody. McNamara coming through the neutral zone. Grabbed by Sanborn back. He banks it off the near boards back and along the near boards of the neutral zone. Sean Stone gets it over to Jones. Jones trying to weave his way through three Divine Child players. That puck comes right back into the neutral zone. Pioneer grabs it. Sanborn in his own zone. Sanborn comes over to the far side, moves it back over. Edwards into the far corner, trying to avoid pressure. Coming up, stolen away by Divine Child. Bryden McNamara trying to sneak it inside that far post. Good job by Houston to keep him tight to the far post. That poke back into the neutral zone. Coming ahead, stolen away by O'Connell. He puts it down the far boards. Gordon trying to bring it in. That intercepted. Camutin had it. Now that brought on the near circle, trying to race in with it was Stevens. That puck brought back down on the near boards. Hudson trying to pull that away. Comes back as Bryden McNamara takes it back behind his own goal into the near corner. Garcia pins him against the boards. That picked up back behind as Bryden Davis has it into the far corner of his own zone. Divine Child gets it out into the neutral zone, bringing it ahead. Here comes Gordon. Gordon takes it into the Pioneer zone. That comes right back behind Houston. Grabbed there by Sanborn. Sanborn underneath the far circle. Banks it to the blue line. That slips out into the neutral zone. Domenico has to reset. He'll bank it off of the near board deep into the Pioneer zone. 12 minutes left to go here in the first. Scoreless so far, 0-0 between Divine Child and Pioneer. Armstrong into the far corner. Chipped off the back of the goal. Picking it up, Edwards. Edwards coming down the far boards. Here comes Pioneer through the neutral zone. Bringing it in is Camutin. Camutin outside the far circle. That puck slips right back behind the Divine Child goal onto the near circle and then fired all the way down through the neutral zone. Friedman plays it back and along the end boards. Icing waved off, picked up back there. Is trying to work around. Trying to get to that was Jove. Puck fired in along the far boards. Now grabbed. Bringing it up is Bryden McNamara. Deep into the Pioneer zone. Trying to grab that in along the end boards. Armstrong trying to peel that away. That's sent top of the near circle for O'Connell. O'Connell puts it right back behind. Here comes Pioneer as they get it down through the neutral zone. That'll go deep into the Divine Child zone as O'Connell picks it up right back behind his own goal. 10:47 left to go here in the first. The puck into the far corner, now brought out into the neutral zone. Bringing it ahead is Welsh. Welsh gains the zone, coming in. Good job to knock it away by Sutton. Houston trying to get to it. That puck right back behind, coming around on the near point, and that brought back O'Connell, top of the far circle with a shot saved by Houston, comes into the near corner. Some heavy pressure by Divine Child. Grabbing it is Jordan at the near point. That comes all the way into the far corner. Battle, pushing and shoving there. Carthew with it in the far corner for Divine Child. There's a save by Houston. 10:11 left to go here in the first. Scoreless between the Divine Child Falcons and your Pioneer Pioneers. Second game of the season for Pioneer, first game for Divine Child. As winter sports are indeed upon us. Face off in the far face-off circle as Fawaz in to take the face-off. On the other side, back over there, is Nolan Miller. That's to Houston's right on the far face-off circle. The puck comes right back behind the Pioneer goal. Kresge has it there. Kresge feeds it ahead. Here comes Yang. Yang down the near boards. Yang gains the zone. Yang onto the near circle. That poked into the near corner. Now into the far corner. Nolan Miller pops it along the glass. Yang trying to feed it out in front. Battle for it. And still loose. There's another shot and a score! As I believe putting it in was Yang. We'll double check, but it was a couple really good saves there. As yes, indeed, that was Yang getting the rebound as Tomasicki had some very good saves but couldn't get a glove on the puck. It sat right outside, and Yang able to fire it in for Pioneer. Pioneer will get a line change, bring a new line out, but Pioneer up 1-0 here. Again, it was a good job by Tomasicki to stop the initial couple shots, but just couldn't get a glove on it. There's a lot of chaos out in front. Sean Stone avoiding a big hit. That's fired back into the Pioneer zone. Kresge races back to get it. Peterson and Kresge on the assist on the Yang goal. That's going to come all the way back into it's going to come all the way back into the Divine Child zone. Divine Child with 5 shots on goal on the big board. Pioneer with 2. But Pioneer has the 1-0 lead. Face-off in the near face-off circle as Brendan Stone trying to get to it, covered up by Tomasicki. Face-off in the near face-off circle. And that's a right of Tomasicki. Now forward in along the near boards. That fired right back in by Kresge. Racing back to get it is O'Connell. O'Connell has it back behind his own goal. That comes back out to the far point. Launched by Finn Miller. Now in along the near boards. Kresge trying to poke that away. Now coming ahead. Brendan Stone fires it back deep, right back behind the Divine Child goal. And picked up there is Jordan trying to pull it away. He fires it down the far boards and that back into the neutral zone. Sanborn resets at his own blue line for Pioneer. Sanborn trying to get it ahead to Sutton. That pulled back away. Now O'Connell trying to weave through traffic over center ice. That went off of a Pioneer down the near boards. Trying to fire it ahead was Brendan Stone. Now Sutton chases it back. Coming in. Backhanded shot. Save. Now still loose. Trying to poke away at it. The puck on the far side of the crease and finally be able to cover it up. Tomasicki with a good net minding there. 1-0 Pioneer with the lead. 8:41 left to go here. Puck into the near corner in the Divine Child zone. That fired back by Garcia into the near corner, trying to spin away with it. Back there is Bryden Davis now through the neutral zone. Bringing it ahead is Brody McNamara. That taken away. Here comes Pioneer. Coming down the far boards is Garcia. Garcia puts it out in front. Loose, and that is save by Tomasicki. The puck back behind underneath the near circle. Pioneer trying to feed it as Sanborn will chase that back into his own zone. 8 minutes left to go here in the first. Sanborn spinning in the far corner, trying to get it ahead to Yang. Here comes Yang. Down the far boards, Yang trying to feed it ahead, that into the far corner. Pulled back behind. Now centering attempt intercepted is coming the other direction. Here comes DiDomenico. DiDomenico has that knocked away by Commutin and into the near corner. Now in the near circle, there's a shot. Houston with the save. It was a good opportunity by Scott from Divine Child. Scott has it in along the end boards, trying to feed it out in front. Scott goes back underneath the far circle. Wide angle shot. That goes on to the near circle. Trying to feed it back deep is Bryden Davis. And comes all the way around the boards. Now Yang trying to knock it out. The puck loose. Here comes Pioneer. Down through the neutral zone, racing in with it. Commute with a shot and a goal. Commutin takes it, coming down and right through the slot. Commutin able to fire it in and makes it 2-0 Pioneer. See if my scoreboard will work. We're trying to update it, but it's not liking me. We'll see if that fixes it. All right, so 2-0 Pioneer here. 7:12 left to go. And puck back in along the far boards, grabbing it. Jordan banks it off the far boards.
Number 15, Max Timon. Assist to number 14, Max Friedman.
Friedman on the assist. So Jof and Friedman on the assist. Here comes Yang. Yang coming in. Yang backhanded shot and a save by Kamasicki. 6:47 left to go here in the first. 2-0 Pioneer with the lead, looking to get their second win of the season. Divine Child trying to open up with a big win. Face off in the near face off circle. That is to the right of Tomasicki, excuse me. Sean Stone in to take the face off. That drop back to Rez. Rez with a shot that goes just wide, banked down for the M-boards. Outside the near circle, Rez trying to hold it in. That puck loose right at the blue line. Now coming in along the near boards. Brendan Stone trying to fire it in. Still loose. Sean Stone gets it over to Brendan Stone, who dumps it deep into the Divine Child zone. Racing over to get it back in along the M boards. O'Connell puts his man into the boards. That goes back into the neutral zone. In along the near boards, Pioneer has to touch up to avoid a delayed offsides. Rest brings it back into his own zone. Trying to avoid pressure by Carthal. Now in along the far boards. Here comes Pioneer. And fired back deep out there by Rowe. The puck in along the M boards. Trying to peel that away. Comes back to the far point. Sean Stone trying to hold it in there. That poked out. Here comes a breakaway. 2-on-1 for Divine Child. Coming over. Rest doing a good job to take the pass. Get back. Here comes Sean Stone. He banks it. In along the far boards. Intercepted as Pioneer was going for a line change. Divine Child trying to put it back deep as that's Domenico who puts it right back behind the Pioneer goal. 5:35 left to go here before the first intermission. Firing it in, rest before he goes for a line change. That grab by Bryden Davis. Picking it up, coming down. Carthaw puts it in along the far boards. Trying to knock it away is Jones. Pulled back there by Welsh. Welsh trying to fire it deep into the Pioneer zone. And will be icing and head back the other direction. 5:16 left to go here in the first. 2-0 Pioneer with the lead over Divine Child. Face off in the far face off circle. That is to the left of Tomasicki. Face off in that far face off circle. Holt taking the face off, comes in along the near boards. Gretzky fires it right back in. That grab by Divine Child, bringing it up. Bryden Davis over neutral zone. Bryden Davis outside the near circle. Gretzky drives it into the near corner. Holt trying to pull that away. Bryden Davis underneath the near circle, still battling. Now coming backhanded through the slot. That sent to the blue line, but held in. Fired back deep by Domenico. Puck back behind the Pioneer goal, trying to race over to get it. Comes outside the near circle, backhanded shot. That's a save by Houston as Fawaz was just outside the crease to the near side and had a good opportunity. Good save by Houston. 4:44 left to go here in the first. 2-0 Pioneer with the lead. Penalty hooking coming to Pioneer as into the box goes Finn Miller as Pioneer will have the first special teams penalty kill here as Divine Child on the power play. Sanborn trying to send it that to the near point, pulled there as Bryden McNamara trying to feed it over. Pulled back, tipped all the way back. Good job to get a stick in the way. Divine Child retreats their own zone. Bryden McNamara takes it back behind his own goal, coming down the far boards. Armstrong back there to provide pressure. Now that moved over to Welsh. Welsh down the far boards, gains the Pioneer zone. Welsh into the far corner. That goes into the near corner now. Welsh still with it. Outside the near circle. Now that lifted all the way down by Yang. Cleared by Pioneer. 1 minute, 20 seconds left to go in the power play to Divine Chow. Falcons have it in along the end boards. Bringing it ahead is Bryden McNamara over center ice. Gains the zone on the far circle. Bryden McNamara takes it, trying a wraparound attempt. And whistle. I think the net came off of its moorings back there. 1 minute, 7 seconds left to go here in the power play to Divine Chow. Pioneer up 2-0 here in the third. 3:51 left to go before the first intermission. Face-off will be to Houston's left in the near face-off circle. Stevenson to take the face-off for Divine Chow. That pulled away, trying to get to it. Rests. Now Sean Stone trying to pull it back. Grab. Domenico feeds it high slot. Shot by Bryden McNamara. Now Bryden McNamara holds it in at the far point. Bryden McNamara feeds it outside the far circle. Now top of the near circle with it. Domenico. And over onto the far circle shot. Domenico has it. Bryden McNamara high slot trying to get traffic out in front. Houston with the save. It's able to capture it 5-hole. 56 seconds left to go here in the first, or in the power play to Divine Chow. 3 minutes, 20 seconds left to go in the first, 2-0. Pioneer with the lead. Stevens has the face-off in the near face-off circle. Stevens into the near corner, trying to avoid pressure by Rest. Stevens goes from the near side to the far side. Stevens feeds it back to the far point, over to Welsh. Now high slot for Bryden McNamara. That goes just wide. Grabbed back behind by O'Connell. O'Connell into the far corner, back to the far point. Now Bryden McNamara, top of the near circle, feeds it outside the near circle to Domenico. Gets it, trying to weave his way through the slot, poked away. Good job, knocking it all the way back as Brendan Stone got a stick on it, making it tough. And Pioneer is back to full strength with 2:42 left to go here in the first. Pioneer up 2-0, is trying to weave through traffic. Domenico, that comes back to the far point. Sent back deep by Divine Child into the near corner. Pioneer trying to avoid pressure, trying to get it out of the zone. Bryden Stone has it right at the near point. Grabbed by Scott. Scott trying to feed it back. That intercepted by Garcia. Puck one settled down. Now Garcia feeds it down the near boards. Bringing ahead. Commutin. Top of the near circle. Commutin. Into the near corner. Commutin has that tipped away and along the near boards, battling a pair of Divine Child players. Commutin banks it off the far boards. Pioneer going for a line change as Divine Child pulls it back deep into the far corner. Trying to lift it out was Stevens as that comes all the way back, but that will be an icing with 1 minute 54 seconds left to go here in the first. 2-0 Pioneer with the lead here in the first. Face-off in the far face-off circle. That to Tomasecki's left. Nolan Miller in to take the face-off. Scott on the other side. As they will re-drop it. 1 minute 52 seconds left to go. Puck into the far corner. Itani trying to pull that away. Pioneer trying to feed it out in front, and that covered up and grabbed by Tomasecki. Again, face off to Tomasecki's left. Nolan Miller again in there versus Brody McNamara. Puck into the far corner. That rims all the way around. Sanborn has it outside the far circle. Puts it into the near corner. Sanborn trying to fire it out in front. Trying to get it in the slot to Yang. That knocked away. Trying to chase it back. Nolan Miller. Pull back there is Itani trying to knock that away from Pioneer. The puck outside the near circle. As 1 minute 22 seconds left to go. Sanborn chases it. The puck into the near corner. Quartet of players trying to pull it out of there, including Jordan for Divine Child. Now Nolan Miller into the near corner. Armstrong pulls it away. Armstrong back behind the goal. Armstrong trying to feed it out in front. That banked in along the near boards. 1 minute left to go here in the first period. Tip back, grabbing it. Scott, top of the near circle. Scott, centering attempt, nobody home. Comes back to the far point. Now coming in. Here comes Bryden Davis. Bryden Davis. Top of the far circle, Bryden Davis. Weaving through traffic now is Bryden McNamara. Brian McNamara, that went off of a Pioneer player. Brian McNamara outside the far circle, now back to the far point. Deflects off of a skate. Scott chases it into the near corner. Pioneer trying to pull it away. Good job by Armstrong. Gets it in along the far boards. Racing ahead with it. Yang, top of the far circle with that shot. That into the near corner. 20 seconds left to go here in the first. Nolan Miller trying to avoid big pressure there by Bryden Davis. And puck comes all the way around the far boards, rimmed over. Here comes Divine Chow for the neutral zone, racing ahead with it. Top of the far circle is Bryden McNamara, puts it right back behind the goal. There's a shot. The Pioneer got a stick in the way, bouncing puck onto the near circle, and that will do it for the first period. Pioneer has the lead 2-0 as we go to the first intermission here at the Taylor Sportsplex. It is Pioneer varsity hockey versus Divine Child. We will be back with your second period action coming up. You're watching Arbor Broadcasting.
Health concerns in high school sports go beyond physical injuries. The mental well-being of our young people is a hotter topic than ever before. The Michigan High School Athletic Association website has resources to help adults and students recognize potential problems and deal with them in a positive way. You can learn more about these mental health resources on the Health and Safety page of the MHSAA website. A message from the MHSAA promoting the value and values of educational athletics. Can you go anywhere and find an endeavor in society where we've come to accept and tolerate an adult, and even kids, treating another adult the way we allow spectators, coaches, and players to treat a high school game official? Can you? No one has the right to abuse game officials. So before you blurt something out about that next close call, consider this. Without the officials, nobody wins. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Here are 5 more good reasons for multi-sport participation. Multi-sport athletes are more coachable. They have higher athletic ceilings. They become better talent in the long run. They have higher sports IQs. Their sport skills transfer, and they are better teammates. Multi-sport participation is cross-training for life. Learn more at the MHSAA website. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics. Here are 5 good reasons for high school multi-sport participation. Fewer overuse injuries, less opportunity for emotional burnout, exposure to different kids and coaches, exposure to different roles, and learning to compete better. Being a multi-sport participant can help a kid become a more well-rounded person. Multi-sport participation is cross-training for life. Learn more at the MHSAA website. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
just take a moment to say that was Divine Child's figure skaters, and I didn't have the sound on, but you could tell their level of skill from where we did. Very, very amazing what they're doing out on the ice. So that is fantastic. Again, Yang with the first goal, Commuting with the second goal of the game. That's where we're at 2-0. Pioneer with the lead. They're going to resurface the ice, so let's play a little bit more music, and we will be right back. I'll see if I can pull up an intermission scoreboard report. Let's do an intermission scoreboard report for Michigan High School hockey back on November 13th. That'll be Monday. Cadillac beat Tawas by a score of 4-1, and it was Allen Park beating University Liggett by a score of 3-1. Taking a look at games on Tuesday the 14th, 4 games to report. Detroit Catholic Central beat St. Michael's Toronto 9-2. It was Brother Rice beating Detroit Country Day 5-2. Anchor Bay doubled up St. Clair Shores Unified 6-3, and it was Skyline beating Milford by a score of 8-0. So Skyline off to a 1-0 start as well. Taking a look at action yesterday, no score reported between Detroit Catholic Central and St. Michael's or Grand Rapids Christian and Reith Buffer. Howell beat Canton by a score of 9-1. It was Dexter over Wyandotte Rosenfeld 3-1. Southline Unified doubled up Ann Arbor Huron by a score of 6-3. It was Pioneer, we know, beating Riverview Cabrini 4-3. That at the Kennedy Recreation Center. Southgate Unified beat Woodhaven by a score of 4-3. It was Port Huron Northern putting it on Grosse Pointe Northern 12-1. Farmington United beat Troy United by a score of 10-2. It was Mona Shores with a 1-goal win over Grand Haven 3-2. De La Salle and Trenton ended up all knotted up at the end of the game 2-2. And it was Forest Hill Central beating Granville by a score of 5-2. There are 7 other games going on today. Clarkston's hosting Flint Powers. Father Gabriel Richard is hosting Riverview Cabrini. Woodhaven is hosting Gibraltar Carlson. It's the Livonia Red Stallions visiting Novi. Allen Park will be over at Gabriel Richard over at Yak Ice Arena. Tawas is hosting Lance Creans Unified. And Lake Orion is hosting Bloomfield Hills over at the Detroit Skating Club. That is your intermission scoreboard report. Again, action happening tomorrow for the broadcast. We will have your Pioneer women's varsity hockey team as they started off the season 1-0 as well, as they had a big 6-0 win versus Bloomfield. And we will have them tomorrow versus, I believe that is Troy United. Let me pull that up. Yeah, we'll have them versus Troy United tomorrow, the 17th. That will be 7:45 p.m. at the Buffalo Wild Wings Arena over in Troy. Not sure I've been to that one. I'm sure it's probably one that it's just differently named. I think we've been to about 80% of the ice rinks in southeastern Michigan. We need to get that extra 20% there. So they're resurfacing the ice. They are... just about halfway done. As they're working on that, we will have your second period coming up in mere moments. Let's get back and let's replay a few messages from the MHSAA as you're watching Pioneer Men's Hockey, brought to you by Arbor Broadcasting. They have the 2-0 lead over Divine Child here at the Taylor Sportsplex.
Where can you find good information on all kinds of topics related to the well-being of our student athletes? Check out the health and safety page of the MHSAA website. Learn about multi-sport participation, heat and hydration, cardiovascular resources, as well as insurance benefits available for our students. It's all on the health and safety page of MHSAA.com. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
The love of the game draws us to sports, as players, coaches, spectators, and officials. For officials, it's a way to stay in the game they once played, to feel the thrill of putting on the uniform, stepping out of the playing surface, hustling to make the call, and building the relationships which can only be built in sports. If you still have that love for the game, we always need new officials. Register now at MHSAA.com. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Sportsmanship has never been more important between the lines in athletics and outside those lines in our communities. To listen, to respect, to understand, to practice common decency, to have competition without contentiousness. Sportsmanlike qualities are essential components of life itself. Let's all work together to not only be good sports, but good people. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics. Have we gotten to the point where at some high school game that an official has finally had enough from coaches, players, and adults, pulls off the whistle, and offers it to you? Let's hope not. There's no way you could do a better job. It's on everyone to promote good sportsmanship. So before you blurt something out about that next close call, consider this. Without the officials, nobody wins. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Nearly 2,000 of the state's top student athletes will be recognized for excelling academically and in school activities through the MHSAA's Scholar Athlete Award, underwritten by Farm Bureau Insurance. The applicants will be in the running for a total of 32 $1,000 college scholarships. Application materials are available exclusively online through the MHSAA website. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Health concerns in high school sports go beyond physical injuries. The mental well-being of our young people is a hotter topic than ever before. The Michigan High School Athletic Association website has resources to help adults and students recognize potential problems and deal with them in a positive way. You can learn more about these mental health resources on the Health and Safety page of the MHSAA website. A message from the MHSAA, promoting the value and values of educational athletics. Can you go anywhere and find an endeavor in society where we've come to accept and tolerate an adult, and even kids, treating another adult the way we allow spectators, coaches, and players to treat a high school game official? Can you? No one has the right to abuse game officials. So before you blurt something out about that next close call, consider this. Without the officials, nobody wins. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Here are 5 more good reasons for multi-sport participation. Multi-sport athletes are more coachable. They have higher athletic ceilings. They become better talent in the long run. They have higher sports IQs. Their sports skills transfer, and they are better teammates. Multi-sport participation is cross-training for life. Learn more at the MHSAA website. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics. Here are 5 good reasons for high school multi-sport participation. Fewer overuse injuries, less opportunity for emotional burnout, exposure to different kids and coaches, exposure to different roles, and learning to compete better. Being a multi-sport participant can help a kid become a more well-rounded person. Multi-sport participation is cross-training for life. Learn more at the MHSAA website. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
It's the officials getting the net back on their mooring as the ice is resurfaced. The team should come out momentarily. Pioneer has the 2-0 lead. They won yesterday 4-3 over Riverview. Cabrini and over at the Kennedy Ice Arena looking to start off 2-0 on the season. Divine Child has 2 more periods with something to say about that. Divine Child, this is their first game of the year. We talked about what's happening next for Pioneer, what's happening next for Divine Child. As we pull that up here. So they are at Rochester Stony Creek over at the Suburban Ice Arena that on Friday, so tomorrow. That is a 8:30 game. Then on Tuesday, the 21st, they will be hosting Fenton Linden here at the Taylor Sportsplex. That's a 7 p.m. game. Then on Friday, the 24th, the day after Thanksgiving, come check out. They will be playing against Wyandotte Roosevelt. That will be at the Frank J. Latta Civic Center over in Allen Park. I don't think I've been to that one. We definitely went to Yak, but I don't think I've been to that one. And then on the 25th, they will be facing to be determined. So it looks like that might be a little bit of a Thanksgiving tournament there. They'll open up versus Wyandotte Roosevelt. Then on the 27th, they will be hosting Father Gabriel Richard here at the Taylor Sportsplex. That's what's coming up for the Divine Child team. We know that Pioneer will next play versus Cabrini Riverview again. That will be on the 20th at 7:30 over at the Ann Arbor Ice Cubes. That'll be the first home game for Pioneer men's varsity hockey for the season. So again, the Pioneer women's hockey team already started playing basketball starting just at the after the Thanksgiving holiday. Lots of great winter sports happening. Check them out. We will broadcast as much as we can, but you can always check out pioneerathletics.net to get the most recent up-to-date information on each of your Pioneer teams. Face off right at center ice. As trying to win that over and along the far board. Sanborn has it. Sanborn trying to chip it ahead. Pioneer going from left to right here in this second period. 2-0. Pioneer with the lead. Divine Child with a shot from the high slot. Houston able to get a glove save. 16:46 left to go here in the second. 9 shots on the big board for Divine Child. 8 for Pioneer. That's going to come into the near face-off circle. That to Houston's right. As Bryden McNamara puts it into the near corner. Trying to pull that away is Friedman. Also battling there, Nolan Miller. That comes back near point. Shot that just goes wide by Jordan. Comes back outside the far circle. Pioneer trying to get it back into the neutral zone. Resetting. Bryden McNamara trying to fire it in, and that will be a whistle and a offsides. It's going to come right back outside of the Divine Child zone in the near face-off circle. 16:24 left to go here in the second. Commutin in to take the face-off versus Bryden McNamara. Puck back, now fired in by Friedman, put in along the far boards by Tomasicki. Here comes Divine Child. Bryden McNamara loses the puck, gets it, top of the near circle, trying to weave his way through traffic. And Pioneer picks it up. Here comes Pioneer. Over the blue line, racing ahead with it, Commutin. That tipped by Garcia. Loose in the slot, coming over top of the near circle, racing the other direction with it is O'Connell. O'Connell comes through traffic, high slot, but a whistle and offsides there. 15:54 left to go here in the second. 2-0 Pioneer with the lead. Face-off just outside the Pioneer zone in the near face-off circle. For Waz in to take the face-off versus Commutin. Puck getting along the far boards. Here comes Pioneer as Rez comes down the far boards, fires it deep. That's stopped by Tomasicki. Put in along the far boards. Commutin has it at the far point. Commutin trying to hold it in, trying to avoid traffic. Commutin top of the far circle, now high slot shot. Good save as that puck in along the far boards, trying to pull it away as Welsh. Welsh gets it back to the far point, held in there by Rez. As that puck out in front, shot and a score as the initial save was made. I believe that was Commuton who got his second goal of the game. As again, great initial save by Tomasicki, and then the rebound came out to the far side of the crease, and Commuton puts it in for his second goal of the game. He has a brace, and Pioneer goes up 3-0 here. Face off right at center ice. 15:24 left to go here in the second. As Brendan Sutton gets the assist, as well as Garcia. Here comes Pioneer racing down on the far circle, trying to come in. Good job to knock that away. Good defensive play by Jordan as that puck comes all the way back out to center. Kresge gets it outside the far circle. Kresge puts it in along the far boards. That grabbed, intercepted by Divine Child in the far corner. Scott has it, trying to center it up. Battle for it in that far corner. Both Kresge and Sean Stone trying to pull that away and dig against there. Trying to pull it back, loose on the near circle. That poke back. Grab, Scott puts it back to the far point. Shot there, sticked into the near corner by Houston. And to pull that away was Jordan. Here comes Pioneer, racing down the near boards. Grabbing it, Peterson with a shot that just goes wide to the near side. Sean Stone puts it into the far corner, grabbed there by Divine Child. As they control it, sending it through the neutral zone, trying to move it over to Jordan. And puts back deep into the near corner. Swung right back behind Houston. Kresge trying to pull it off of the M boards. Comes into the near corner of the Pioneer zone. 14 minutes left to go here in the second. 3-0. Pioneer with the lead. Pioneer continues to battle in the near corner. That poke back grabbed. Divine Child ridden off the puck. Scott has it high slot. And it's sent back to the blue line. Here comes Peterson. Peterson fires it in. That goes just wide into the near corner. Trying to pull that over. Hudson trying to grab it. Now coming the other direction. Here comes DiDomenico for Divine Child over center ice. DiDomenico gains the zone on the far circle. DiDomenico. Good poke check back there by Sanborn. Sanborn gets it outside the far circle. That hit a skate. Picked up. Here comes Pioneer. Down the near boards, bringing it ahead. Sanborn gains the zone. Top of the near circle. Avoids a sliding player. There's a rising shot that goes outside the far circle. Shot there. Good job to fire that away by Armstrong. Loose now. Holt with a shot and a good save by Tomasicki. Puck outside the far circle. Here comes Divine Child with it. They get it right into the neutral zone, moving it over to Stevens. And puck loose, but Divine Child gets it back right at their own blue line. Coming in. Top of the far circle. Armstrong steals it away for Pioneer. Armstrong has that knocked down. Divine Child sends it deep into the far corner. Pulled back by Edwards. Outside the near circle, Jones feeds it. And intercepted, now grabbed. Here comes Pioneer through center ice, coming over. There's a shot over by Nolan Miller, goes into the near corner. Battle for it outside of the near circle, coming into the near corner. Nolan Miller trying to get to that. Back over there, Stevens as well. At the near point, shot by Edwards. There's a save by Tomasicki. Comes out to the far circle and fired all the way down by Bryden Davis. Grabbed right into the Pioneer zone. Edwards gets it back onto the far circle, banked off of the near boards. That should be icing as it goes back, and that'll head back into the Pioneer zone. Now, high school hockey, they can change on an icing. You cannot in college or in the pros. So if you see a little difference, that would be why. 12-11 left to go here in the second. 3-0 Pioneer with the lead. We appreciate you cheering for either of these teams, supporting these amazing athletes. That comes back to the far point. Holding it in there is O'Connell. O'Connell puts it into the near corner, trying to grab that. There is Jordan. And it swings right back behind Houston in the Pioneer zone, in along the M boards. Puck underneath the near circle. And it's sent back. Jordan trying to get to it. That all the way back into the zone, plucked up there by O'Connell, back behind his own goal. O'Connell puts it outside the near circle. Here comes Divine Child trying to get it out of their own zone. Firing it ahead was McGovern. Picked up back Over is Jof. Jof trying to get to it. Jof slides it over to Garcia. Garcia coming down the near boards in neutral zone. Garcia sends it deep into the Divine Child zone, into the far corner. Grabbed by O'Connell there, back behind his own goal. Now on the near circle. Divine Child through the neutral zone. Ryden McNamara, far circle. Good job knocking that away. Fantastic defense back there by Jof as that puck comes back. Right back behind the goal. Outside the near circle, here comes Pioneer. And loose in the neutral zone, poked by Garcia. That'll go all the way back into the Divine Child zone. 11 minutes left to go here in the first. 3-0 Pioneer with the lead. Puck right to the Pioneer blue line. Grabbed there, intercepted. Divine Child trying to touch up to avoid a delayed offsides. Grabbed and swept by Domenico off the far boards. Now coming in. Ryden McNamara outside the far circle trying to get around Rez. Rez making him go wide. Ryden McNamara comes underneath the near circle with it. Ryden McNamara getting it back to the near point. Grabbed there by Domenico with the shot out in front. Houston with a pair of saves. Good attempt by Divine Child. Grabbed Domenico with another shot and a pad saved by Houston. Puck back behind. Sean Stone trying to get to it. Heavy collision back in along the end boards. Here comes Pioneer. Racing through. Rowe has it outside the near circle. Rowe with a wide angle shot. Saved by Tomasicki. Puck comes outside the far circle. Grab there. Pioneer has it. High slot. Backhanded to Temp. Is racing over to get it. Brendan Stone trying to pull it out of the near corner. Welsh there. Now sent back deep by Rowe into the near corner. Lifted all the way back out into the neutral zone. Played down by Ress. Ress right in front of his own bench. Trying to send it back deep into the Divine Child zone. 9 minutes, 45 seconds left to go here in the second. 3-0. Pioneer with the lead, chasing it back. Rowe in along the end boards of his own zone. Welsh there to provide some serious pressure. Pulled back by Fawaz. Now banked off of the far boards. Pioneer trying to get to it. That's sent right back behind the Pioneer goal. Kresge has it in along the end boards. Kresge back there. Trying to get it away from Stevens. Puck still into the far corner. Is digging it. Holt trying to pull it off of the far corner as well. Comes onto the far circle. Here comes Pioneer as they feed it. The puck right at center ice. Intercepted. Coming in with it is Bryden Davis. Bryden Davis outside the near circle in the Pioneer zone. Someone lost a stick as it's wedged up against the dasher. Puck into the near corner. Rowe goes off. Looks like that was his stick. Shot there. Houston with the save. Pushing and shoving out front. Officials will get that settled down, and now one of the officials will get the poor stick that shoved into the dasher as it was at an angle and pull that away, and they'll take that back over. Good job to just drop it. Not sure I've seen that one before, although we saw a puck get lost in Zamboni door this past weekend, so anything can happen. Face-off in the near face-off circle. That to Houston's right, 8:51 left to go. As in taking the face-off is Brody McNamara. Here in the second period, 3-0 Pioneer with the lead. Yang has the puck, top of the near circle, feeds it through the neutral zone. Racing back to get it is O'Connell. O'Connell has it, goes back behind his own goal, spins around underneath the far circle. O'Connell starts the rush for Divine Child, trying to get it to Scott. That intercepted, but getting it back, coming in with it. Here comes Brody McNamara onto the near circle. That pulled away. Pioneer racing the other direction, coming ahead with it. Into the zone is Nolan Miller. Nolan Miller has it into the near corner. Nolan Miller pinned there. Coming in Pioneer trying to pull it out of the near corner. Trio battling outside the near circle. Now coming ahead with it. Here comes Brody McNamara. Brody McNamara gets it top of the near circle. Coming over. Brayden McNamara feeds it over to Brody McNamara into the far corner. Now trying to pull it away. That grabbed. Armstrong takes a pretty big hit. In along the backside, that loose coming up. Here comes Yang. Yang over his own blue line. Yang through the center. Yang gains his own. Yang takes a shot and he scores! Yang fires it and gets it just underneath the crossbar. And Pioneer goes up 4-0 with a goal by Yang at 7:44. Four to nothing, Pioneer with the lead. Sanborn gets the assist. That puck back. Sanborn, top of the far circle of his own zone. Pioneer gets it in along the near boards. Garcia one touches it over to Commune. Commune on the near circle into the near corner. Centering attempt. Good job to knock that all the way through by Tomasicki. Puck loose outside the far circle. Sutton trying to get to it. Divine Child feeds it into the neutral zone. Plucked up there by Gordon. Gordon brings it into the Pioneer zone. Banked off the near boards of the neutral zone. Back into Divine Child end. Racing ahead with it is right onto the near circle. Pulling it. Here comes Garcia. That's swept away. Bryden McNamara has it on the far boards. Bryden McNamara through the neutral zone. Through coming in center. Breakaway. Bryden McNamara shot and he scores. 1-on-1 with Houston, and Divine Child gets their first goal of the game. Bryden McNamara gets it back to a 3-goal lead by Pioneer as he got back behind the defense, raced over, and a beautiful place shot. Put that in. Divine Child continues to battle hard. Face off in the face off in the middle. I think they're saying Braden McNamara. Forgive me if I'm mispronouncing that. Coming in, here comes Peterson. Peterson with the blast. And deflects into the near corner. Grab there. As Brendan Stone trying to pull it out of the boards. Puck still into the near corner. Now grabbed heading the other direction is Gordon. Stolen away. That loose on the far circle. Pioneer into the far corner as they bring it back. Oh, trying to get it set up for Peterson for a shot in the slot. Loose on the near circle. Sean Stone has that tipped away. He gets it back to the near point. Trying to cycle it down. Jof gets it right back behind the goal. Grabbing it from back behind. Domenico puts it in along the far boards. Racing, holding it in. Pioneer moved it onto the near circle. Now Sean Stone, that's a backhanded attempt back there by Brendan Stone. Comes back out. Peterson puts it into the far corner. Puck loose. Back to the near point. Shot there. Deflects outside the near circle. Coming in. Here comes Pioneer. Jof takes a big hit and that pulled back. Loose on the near circle. Divine Child with it. Coming ahead with it. Bryden Davis moves it ahead. Puck on the far circle. Back behind the Pioneer goal. Underneath the near circle now. Gonna pull that away, trying to get a number on it. Here comes Pioneer. As that was fed ahead, Bryden Davis had it. Now fired right back in by Fawaz. Jof right back behind his own goal. Jof rims it in along the near board. Sean Stone trying to get to it. That comes right back to center. Jordan has it at his own blue line for the Falcons. Puck right to the Pioneer blue line. Deflects off of a pair of players. Now coming in. Here comes Jones. Jones with a shot. Good blocker save. Loose. Another save. Still loose outside the crease on the far side. Now into the near corner. Swept aside by Divine Child. 5:07 left to go. Upcoming penalty and a slash. Second infraction of the game is the official explaining why he called that as Welsh goes into the box on a slash. Pioneer with their first power play of the game. They have a 4-1 lead. Divine Child scored last though. Face-off will be in the near face-off circle. That to the left of Tomasicki. So good to be back with Pioneer men's hockey and Pioneer women's hockey this winter. Very excited to see what these teams are capable of. Nolan Miller in to take the face-off. The other side was Brendan McNamara. Top of the near circle coming in. Yang gets it top of the far circle. There's a shot saved by Tomasicki. Puck into the far corner. Now that lifted all the way back. Cleared by Divine Child. 4:47 left to go here in the second. 1 minute 40 seconds left in the Pioneer power play. Heavy hit to Yang and along the far boards. That puck banks off the near boards. Here comes Rez trying to deflect it. Bank it ahead. Coming in. Here comes Yang. Yang outside the near circle into the near corner. Yang battling back there versus Jordan back behind the goal. Yang underneath the far circle. Lifted back into the neutral zone. Ress rakes his back to get it. Houston stops it. They'll count as a shot on goal. 14 shots on goal for Divine Child, 18 for Pioneer. Pioneer brings it ahead through center ice, and that is going to be a penalty. That's going to be a slashing back in the defensive zone of Pioneer. So we will skate 4-on-4 hockey as Rest goes into the box. Pioneer got 55 seconds of the power play before it goes to 4-on-4. So 1 minute, 5 seconds of 4-on-4, then a 55-second power play for Divine Child. 4-1 Pioneer with the lead. Trying to put it back. Stevens wins it back to the far point. Shot there. Banks back behind the goal. Loose on the near circle. Divine Child trying to control. Brendan McNamara. That comes all the way back. Here comes Commutin. Commutin on the near circle. Commutin. Wide angle shot. Good save as that comes back to the far point. Friedman trying to dump it back deep. 4-on-4 hockey. The puck into the near corner. Here comes Divine Child bringing it ahead through the neutral zone is DiDomenico. DiDomenico gains the zone in the slot. Now onto the far circle. Commutin trying to knock that away. Puck loose. Grabbing it. Here comes Nolan Miller back out into the neutral zone. Here comes Pioneer. Commutin trying to weave through traffic. Commutin ridden off the puck. Good defensive play by O'Connell. There's going to be a whistle. 22 seconds left of 4-on-4 hockey, then 55 seconds of a Divine Child power play. Face-off in the far face-off circle. That to Tomasicki's right. In to take the face-off, Brody McNamara on one side. And that was Sean Stone on the other. The puck in along the near boards. That slips back. Here comes Bryden McNamara. Tipped back. Good job by Sanborn to steal a good chance away from Divine Child. 6 seconds left in 4-4 hockey. The puck in along the end boards of the Pioneer zone, back behind the Pioneer goal. Grabbed on the far circle. Shot there. Got deflected. Here comes Pioneer. Power play now for Divine Child as Welsh is out of the box. That puck goes into the near corner. Sticked over there by Tomasicki. Banked into the neutral zone. That'll go all the way back deep. Edwards chases it back behind his own goal. Edwards trying to rim it along the boards. Grabbed by O'Connell outside the far circle. O'Connell takes a check into the far boards. That lifted. Welsh has it outside the near circle. Pass to the high slot. Now moved over. Bryden McNamara with a shot. Covered up by Houston. 24 seconds left of the power play to Divine Child. 4-1 is our score. 2:34 left to go here in the second. Divine Child wants to win the first game of the season. Pioneer trying to go to 2-0. Last season it was February before they got their second win. They're trying to do it in their second game this season. Hayden McNamara skates high, slot, shot, that deflected. There's another shot, and they score. Welsh gets it. The rebound comes over to the near side. Welsh puts it in. 15 seconds left on that power play, and Divine Child has had 2 goals in a row now, and they've cut the Pioneer lead to 4-2. So don't look now. Divine Child has the momentum. That will power play will then expire for Pioneer. As Rest will come out of the box. 2:25 left to go here in the second. 4-2. Commutin in to take the face off versus Brody McNamara. The puck in along the near boards. Banked ahead right at the blue line as trying to pull it away. Rowe. Now Rest comes back behind the goal. He rims it all the way around the far boards. And it comes back out through the neutral zone. Chipped back away. Battle for it in front of the Pioneer bench. Trying to come in. Rest had it. Now that pulled right back into the neutral zone. Went off of a pair of skates. That was Scott's skates. And Divine Child sends it right back into the Pioneer zone. 1 minute, 55 seconds left to go here in the second. Pioneer 4-2, but the last 2 goals have been scored by Divine Child as they dig it in along the end boards. The puck comes banked off of the near boards. Here comes Pioneer through the neutral zone, racing ahead. Garcia moves it over to Sutton. That pulled back. Trying to move it ahead. Brody McNamara loose on the near circle. Commutin with a shot. That loose out in front Now Pioneer gets it at the blue line. Commuting at the near point. He knuckleballs it into the near corner. Garcia has it outside the near circle. He gets pinned there. Battle for it outside the near circle, trying to dig it off of the near boards as a quartet of players have it. And sent back. Here comes Rowe with a shot. Good save by Tomasicki. 1 minute, 6 seconds left to go. Held in as Rowe trying to get a good shot there. Wouldn't settle down. The puck in along the far boards. Jordan fires it back deep into the Pioneer zone. 55 seconds left to go here in the second. The puck in along the near boards, trying to bring it ahead. Peterson trying to get around traffic. Peterson battling, coming in. There's a shot by Sean Stone. Trying to poke it away was DiDomenico. Shot from the top of the far circle, comes into the near corner. Grabbed there by Pioneer outside the near circle as trying to get that. Brendan Stone puts it back behind, now pulling in the other direction. Here comes Divine Chow. Braden McNamara on the far circle, goes back behind the goal. Underneath the near circle, Braden McNamara coming in. Shot that got deflected out in front. That went off of Joe's skates. Back into the neutral zone. 14 seconds left to go. High puck as that's knocked away. Houston plays it off the body. Comes right back to the blue line. Grabbed there by DiDomenico. DiDomenico back into his own zone for Divine Chow. The puck at the far point, and that will do it for the second period. At the end of 2, Pioneer 4 and Divine Child 2. Divine Child with the last 2 goals, though. So making it a very much closer game. So let's play a little bit of the MHSAA, and we will be back as both teams coming off for the ice resurfacing. Pioneer 4, Divine Child 2. You're watching Pioneer Men's Varsity Hockey, brought to you by Arbor Broadcasting.
Can you go anywhere and find an endeavor in society where we've come to accept and tolerate an adult, and even kids, treating another adult the way we allow spectators, coaches, and players to treat a high school game official? Can you? No one has the right to abuse game officials. So before you blurt something out about that next close call, consider this. Without the officials, nobody wins. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Here are 5 more good reasons for multi-sport participation. Multi-sport athletes are more coachable. They have higher athletic ceilings. They become better talent in the long run. They have higher sports IQs. Their sport skills transfer, and they are better teammates. Multi-sport participation is cross-training for life. Learn more at the MHSAA website. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics. Here are 5 good reasons for high school multi-sport participation. Fewer overuse injuries, less opportunity for emotional burnout, exposure to different kids and coaches, exposure to different roles, and learning to compete better. Being a multi-sport participant can help a kid become a more well-rounded person. Multi-sport participation is cross-training for life. Learn more at the MHSAA website. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
as they're working on resurfacing the ice here. Again, let's go over our upcoming broadcast schedule for the next couple days here. Heading into the Thanksgiving holiday. We hope everyone has a fantastic Thanksgiving. Excited to be back with Pioneer men's varsity hockey. Tomorrow, again, we will have the Pioneer women's varsity hockey game at Troy United. You can get out there. The game is at 7:45 at the Buffalo Wild Wings Arena. We will have that broadcast, and we will start about 15 minutes before the game begins. So we will have that there. And then we will have a game Saturday as Michigan women's hockey will be playing that Saturday over at Aquinas. We will have that game as well. That will be at the Southside Ice Arena at 7:30. Then on Sunday, Michigan women's varsity hockey will be at the Mid-Michigan Alliance. That will be Sunday the 19th. That is 2 o'clock at the Bay County Civic Arena. We will have that game for you here on these on arborbroadcasting.com. And then Monday, Pioneer men's hockey will be playing Cabrini Riverview High School, this time at the Ann Arbor Ice Cube. That will be a 7:30 game. So lots of action. We'll have a break on Tuesday. Then on Wednesday, Pioneer men's hockey will be playing Saline at 7:30 at the Ann Arbor Ice Cube. We will not have a Michigan women's hockey coaches show that day due to the holiday. Break there for Thanksgiving, so nothing on Thanksgiving, the Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, or Tuesday after that. Then we get back into action on the 29th of November. So that's what's coming up. Is they are working on finishing the ice resurfacing. They had a little bit of a chuck-a-puck going on at the second intermission. Here it's 4-2. Pioneer with the lead, but Divine Child with the last 2 goals. So Pioneer is going to have to keep them focused and not let that momentum carry forward into the third period. Divine Child's going to try and capitalize on that and get this to a 1-goal game before trying to get it even. 20 shots on goal by your Pioneer men's varsity hockey team, 16 by Divine Child. So fairly close shots on goal as we come into the third period. We really appreciate you watching, cheering either of these teams wherever you are at. We are very, very grateful for that. We're here at the Taylor Sportsplex. Wonderful arena here as we're perched above the scorer's box right below us as they work on resurfacing the ice. Let's play a little bit, a few more. We'll go through the PSAs one more time, and then we'll be back with your third period of Puck Drop. You're watching Pioneer Men's Varsity Hockey, brought to you by Arbor Broadcasting.
Where can you find good information on all kinds of topics related to the well-being of our student athletes? Check out the health and safety page of the MHSAA website. Learn about multi-sport participation, heat and hydration, cardiovascular resources, as well as insurance benefits available for our students. It's all on the health and safety page of MHSAA.com. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
The love of the game draws us to sports, as players, coaches, spectators, and officials. For officials, it's a way to stay in the game they once played, to feel the thrill of putting on the uniform, stepping out of the playing surface, hustling to make the call, and building the relationships which can only be built in sports. If you still have that love for the game, we always need new officials. Register now at MHSAA.com. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Sportsmanship has never been more important between the lines in athletics and outside those lines in our communities. To listen, to respect, to understand, to practice common decency, to have competition without contentiousness. Sportsmanlike qualities are essential components of life itself. Let's all work together to not only be good sports, but good people. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics. Have we gotten to the point where at some high school game that an official has finally had enough from coaches, players, and adults, pulls off the whistle, and offers it to you? Let's hope not. There's no way you could do a better job. It's on everyone to promote good sportsmanship. So before you blurt something out about that next close call, consider this. Without the officials, nobody wins. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Nearly 2,000 of the state's top student athletes will be recognized for excelling academically and in school activities through the MHSAA's Scholar Athlete Award, underwritten by Farm Bureau Insurance. The applicants will be in the running for a total of 32 $1,000 college scholarships. Application materials are available exclusively online through the MHSAA website. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Well, let's do just a general sports scoreboard update. In the NFL, it is the Ravens leading the Bengals 7-3. That with 5 minutes 45 seconds left to go here in the first. Taking a look at NBA action. 2 games going on tonight. The Heat lead the Nets 60-52. That's at halftime. And then at 10 o'clock, tip-off between the Warriors and the Thunder. Taking a look at the NHL action. The Red Wings played the Senators in Sweden, and it went to overtime, but the Senators got the win 5-4. At the end of 2, it's the Penguins 2, Devils 2. Canadians have a 4-3 win, or 4-3 lead on the Golden Knights, but the Golden Knights on the power play with 4:50 left to go in the second. At the end of 2, it's the Blue Jackets 1, Coyotes 1. Blackhawks have the 1-0 lead with 2:48 left to go in the first over the Lightning. At 9 o'clock, it's the Flames hosting the Canucks. At 10 o'clock, the Kraken host the Islanders. At 10:30, it's the San Jose Sharks hosting the St. Louis Blues. We got to see a little of their practice this past weekend when we were in St. Louis. And at 10:30, the Kings host the Panthers. Taking a look at NBA basketball in the Big Ten, Indiana has the lead on Wright State, 73-67. That with 4:25 left to go in the second. Minnesota will host Missouri. That will tip off at 9 p.m. See if there's any Mid-American games. As Northern Illinois, nope, nothing today. That will be all tomorrow. Looking at the top 25 action going on today. Only one top 25 team in action. That's number 6, Houston, who has the lead over Townsend at Townsend, 64-44. That with 3:18 left to go in the second. That is your general scoreboard report. And today there is one college hockey game going on. Providence. Number 6 Providence hosting Massachusetts. Providence has the 2-1 lead on Massachusetts at the end of the second period. Lots of action, though, happening tomorrow in college hockey. Non-conference, Northern Michigan is hosting Alaska. That at 7:07 p.m. Lindenwood is hosting Long Island, LIU. That at 8 p.m. And Arizona State hosts Anchorage. In the Big Ten, Michigan is hosting Penn State. That's 7 p.m. at Yost Ice Arena tomorrow. Michigan State will be hosting Wisconsin. That at 7:30 at Munn Ice Arena. And Minnesota hosts Notre Dame. That 8 o'clock at Mariucci. That is your scoreboard report. 17 minutes up on the clock here. They're getting the Nets put back on their moorings. 4-2. Pioneer has the lead. They got out to a 4-0 lead, but Divine Child has scored the last 2 goals to cut it to a 2-goal lead for Pioneer. This should be an exciting third period. As we said, this is the first game for Divine Child. They're looking to start off with a big win here. Pioneer played Riverview Cabrini yesterday over at the Kennedy Ice Arena, and they won that one 4-2-3, so they're looking for their second win of the season. Here comes Divine Child. Out onto the ice. Pioneer heads out onto the ice as well. As we get ready for the third stanza of this game. 4-2. Anything could happen in the third. Both squads looking to jump on this game early in the third and let the momentum carry them through. Has been Houston between the pipes. Meadows also suited up in goalie attire. Pioneer having 3 goalies, Houston Meadows and Lawrence on the team. It's always good to have at least a pair of goalies. It's extra special when you can have 3. Pioneer gathered around their coaching staff out onto the ice. Divine Child has their starting 5. South there is Stevens, as well as Bryden McNamara and Brody McNamara. Also Jordan back there, as well as O'Connell. Pioneer comes to take the face off, battling. Sutton trying to come in. That puck in along the near boards. Racing him with it, O'Connell outside the near circle. There's a shot. Saved by Houston. That puck bouncing onto the near circle. O'Connell puts it right back behind the Pioneer goal. Sanborn trying to get to it. That loose on the far circle. That puck bounces back to the blue line. O'Connell trying to get to it. Now spinning. Bryden McNamara puts it onto the near circle. That pass, the job to block it by Friedman, who went down to the ice to get that. The puck rims all the way around the far boards back into the neutral zone. O'Connell going back into his own zone to get it. Sutton trying to separate him from the puck. 16:21 left to go here in the third. 4-2, Pioneer with the lead. That puck fired all the way down the ice. That will be icing and head back into the Divine Child end, as it was fired from the wrong side of center ice and no one touched it. 16:13 left to go. Face-off will be in the near face-off circle. That to Tomasicki's right. Nolan Miller in to take the face-off. That puck in along the end board. Stevens was on the other side. The puck back to the far point. Grabbed there. Cycled into the far corner. Yang has it. Yang goes back behind. Puts it outside the near circle. Rest trying to pull it off the boards. Rest top of the near circle with the shot. That's saved by Tomasicki. Firing it right out in front. Yang trying to move it over to Nolan Miller. Taken back behind by Armstrong. Armstrong centering it right through the crease. Divine Child banks it off the boards. Back into the neutral zone. Rest has it there. Rest ricochets it off the boards. Coming in. Armstrong moves it back in along the far boards to Rowe. Rowe into the far corner. Trying to avoid pressure by Scott Rowe. Puts it right back into the near corner, and here comes Pioneer. 15:30 left to go. Armstrong ahead. That fired back in deep by Nolan Miller. Slips right back behind Tomasicki. Grabbed there by Divine Child into the near corner. Trying to peel it out of the near corner. Armstrong in there. Puck loose outside the near circle. Now trying to chip it away. Here comes Divine Child as Bryden McNamara comes into his zone. Good job. Great defense by Pioneer to poke that away, as it was a good job by Ress to stop a good opportunity by Bryden McNamara. Yang has it at the far point, held in there by Divine Child as they put it back into the far corner. Stevens with it, chases it back. Pioneer in the near corner of their own zone, trying to get it ahead to Armstrong. That over. Nolan Miller, top of the near circle, moving it over. Yang with a shot and a save by Tomasicki. Yang got it between the circles, fired at Tomasicki, gathered it into the body, stopped it there. 14:40 left to go here in the third. 2-goal lead by Pioneer, 4-2. Face-off in the near face-off circle. Sean Stone in to take the face-off. On the other side was Fawaz. That puck onto the far circle. Pioneer trying to grab it. O'Connell into the far corner. Jones trying to chip it away. Jones in along the end boards. That pulled back by Divine Child as they move it ahead to Stevens. Back into the neutral zone. Kresge gets that over. Brendan Stone trying to pull that away. That grab by O'Connell in the far corner. Now Sean Stone comes back behind the goal. Chip right back outside the far circle. Grabbed there by Welsh. Welsh rockets it down the far boards, held in at the far point, now slips back. 2-on-1. Here comes Divine Child racing ahead. Shot that goes high. That was Fawaz with it. Puck underneath the near circle. Here comes Pioneer. They feed it over to Peterson. Peterson ahead. It's it over to Armstrong. Now outside the far circle. Kresge with it. Kresge trying to get it to Peterson out in front. That pulled down by O'Connell. Puck brought down the far boards. O'Connell feeds it ahead, but a whistle. Penalty upcoming. As I did not see what the penalty was, the official told it to a scorer's bench, and then I did not see the sign. Might have been a slash. Pioneer on the power play for the next 2 minutes. 13:43 left to go here in the third. Face-off in the far face-off circle. That to Tomasicki's left. Stevens puts the face-off into the far corner. Still couldn't hear as that was Jordan in the box. There's a shot from the far circle and a good job, Tomasicki making a save as that was set up. Commuting with the shot. Battle for it out in front as Garcia trying to get the screen. O'Connell there trying to knock that puck away from Garcia. Able to cover it up. Tomasicki, that puck will come. Face off in the near face off circle. 1 minute 40 seconds left in the power play for Pioneer. 13:22 left here in the third. Face off in that near face off circle as it comes into the near corner. Sanborn trying to get to it through the slot. Garcia, and that swept all the way down the ice. Friedman has it, trying to knock it away as Bryden McNamara providing pressure back in the Pioneer zone. Here comes Pioneer. Sutton over center ice, gets it over onto the far circle. Shot from the top of the far circle, goes wide. Sanborn has it at the near point. Sanborn, that got caught in a pair of skates, picked up. Top of the near circle, Sutton with it. Sutton trying to get it across. That knocked away. Good defense back there by Bryden McNamara to knock the centering pass down. Commuting back in his own zone. Commuting coming in along the near boards, gets it over and along the far boards. Here comes Pioneer as Friedman trying to avoid a big hit that sent by Stevens, banked off the near boards deep into the Pioneer zone. 50 seconds left to go in the Pioneer power play. 12:29 left to go here in the third. That puck tipped all the way back. O'Connell has it, top of the near circle, fires it right back into the neutral zone. Here comes Friedman for Pioneer. Friedman right at center ice, trying to avoid pressure by Welsh from back behind. Now Yang going to get it. Yang moves it back in along the near boards, coming ahead with it. Armstrong trying to get to it, but that fired back deep by O'Connell. 22 seconds left. It's been a very good penalty kill by Divine Child. They steal it away, trying to get a shorthanded goal. That fired back into the near corner by Brody McNamara. Rims all the way around. Here comes Pioneer. 9 seconds left to go in the power play. A little miscommunication. Divine Child has it as the power play has now expired. Puck right at center ice. Here comes Pioneer. They feed it, trying to get it over to Nolan Miller. That picked up by O'Connell, back behind his own goal. Comes from the near side to the far side. Gets it back underneath the near circle. O'Connell trying to avoid pressure by Armstrong over to Brody McNamara. Brody McNamara gains the neutral zone. Brody McNamara through center. Brody McNamara has it chipped into the slot, moved over. Welsh trying to get to it on the near circle. Pioneer puts it back in along the near boards of the neutral zone. Trying to grab it. Nolan West gets it ahead. Nolan West on the near circle. Nolan West, wide angle shot out in front. And a good save as on the rebound attempt. Pioneer tried to poke it in, but Tomasicki made a good move. Now coming in, and grabbed as Bryden Davis came in. Good save by Houston. Bryden Davis came down the near side, tried to take a shot on the near circle. 10:54 left to go here in the third. Pioneer with 4 straight goals. Now Divine Child had closed the second with 2 goals of their own, making it 4-2. Bryden McNamara in to take the face-off on the near face-off circle. And Sean Stone trying to get that into the near corner. Kresge with it. Kresge goes from the near side to the far side, back behind his own goal. Kresge coming down the far boards. Kresge outside through the neutral zone, putting it back into the far corner. That pulled away by Jordan. Jordan down the near boards, trying to hold it in at the near point. That puck launched is in along the end boards. Trying to grab it underneath the near circle. Divine Child comes away with it. Fed right through the neutral zone, comes into the far corner as Keegan Davis chases it down. Now into the far corner, Kresge with it. Kresge comes away with it down the far boards. Kresge over his own blue line. Kresge through the neutral zone. Kresge fires it back deep before going off for a line change. Peterson chases it into the near corner. Trying to pull that away, trying to get it away from Braden Davis. Big hit down to the far corner, trying to pull that away. Hudson trying to get it out of the far corner, still battling back there. Jordan back, and now there is a whistle. Interference the call. And will be a Divine Child penalty, much to the chagrin of the Divine Child fans. Pioneer back on the power play. Divine Child did a very, very good job on the last power play. Pioneer would love to get another goal, take Divine Child off of their momentum. 9:46 left to go here in the third. 2 minutes up on the board. Commuting in to take the face off. Stevens wins it back into the far corner. Sutton trying to pull it away. Ryden McNamara in along the end boards. That's sent all the way back to the far point. Held in there by Pioneer. Moved over to Friedman, top of the near circle. Friedman gets it back, top of the far circle over to Commutin. Commutin skates in now into the far corner. Commutin trying a centering attempt. That comes all the way back, top of the near circle. Friedman gets it into the near corner. Pioneer with it, back to Friedman, high slot. Moving it over, skating in, Yang. Top of the far circle. Now Friedman with a shot that deflected out. Loose in the neutral zone, coming away with it. Now Pioneer backhands it in along the near boards. Commutin spins with it. Commutin gains the zone. Commutin top of the far circle with that shot. Save there by Tomasicki. Back behind Garcia. And along the far boards. Grabbed by Yang. Now coming in. Rest takes a shot that goes wide to the near side. O'Connell in the near corner. Trying to pull that away. 55 seconds left to go. In the Pioneer power play. Still battling outside the near circle. Comes loose on the near circle. Stevens sends it ahead. That comes all the way down into the Pioneer zone. Sanborn races back to get it. Stevens right back behind him. And pinned in against the boards. Stevens doing an excellent job killing time. Pioneer coming in, trying to crowbar and lever it off of the dasher. Now that comes back. Coming down the far boards. And along the near boards, here comes Pioneer through the neutral zone. Ress has it. Ress, top of the near circle. Ress, centering attempt, trying to get it over to Armstrong. Covered up by Tomasicki. 14 seconds left in the Pioneer power play. 8 minutes left to go in the third. 4-2, Pioneer has the lead. Face-off will be in the near face-off circle. 24 shots on goal by Pioneer here on the big board. 18 by Divine Child. Nolan Miller in taking the face-off. On the other side was Fawaz. That comes right back behind the goal. O'Connell in the far corner gets it back into the neutral zone. 5 seconds left on the Pioneer power play. Rez has it back behind his own goal. Rez feeds it into the far corner for Rowe. Rowe brings it ahead. Divine Child back to full strength. 7:40 left to go here in the third. Pioneer up by 2 goals. Rez outside the far circle, bringing it ahead. Lifts it into the neutral zone. Banked off of the near boards, back into the Divine Child zone. Lifted down the far boards by Scott. Now Pioneer brings it in. Pioneer through traffic. Kresge with the shot. That went off of a body into the near corner. Trying to dig it out of the near corner. 3 people, 4 people now. That comes away. Jordan gets it into the neutral zone. Coming down the near boards. Welsh with it. Welsh. Shot. That goes wide. Back to the far point. Held in there by Scott. Puck outside the far circle. Trying to feed it. Loose on the far circle. Now here comes Pioneer. Trying to hold it in. Welsh had it. Now over to Armstrong for Pioneer. Armstrong gains the zone. Top of the far circle. Armstrong into the far corner. Armstrong underneath the near circle. Armstrong still with it. Feeds it into the near corner for Sutton. Sutton onto the near circle. Banks it back. Grabbing it back underneath. Feeding it through the slot. Welsh tips it over and along the far boards. Coming ahead with it. Here comes Divine Child. That's fired back deep by Scott. Comes into the near corner. 6:25 left to go. Here in the third, 4-2 Pioneer. With the lead, Divine Child trying to fire it out in front. Good job to tip that away by Nolan Miller. Puck into the far corner. Pioneer goes back behind their own goal and along the near boards. Pioneer brings it ahead, avoiding some pressure with it. Loose. Now Peterson chases it. That puck back into the neutral zone. Grabbed, racing in. Stevens has it on the far circle. Shot that went off of Pioneer pair of skates. Lifted all the way back into the neutral zone and along the far boards. Divine Child resets there with 6 minutes left to go here in the third. Divine Child bouncing puck comes in along the near boards at the near point. Fired back in along the end boards now trying to grab it. Sean Miller had it. That pulled back, Sean Stone, that comes back to into the Divine Child zone. Grabbing it there, DiDomenico trying to fire it ahead to Stevens. That comes right back behind the Pioneer goal now. 5:27 left. Sanborn goes from the near side to the far side. That picked up. Friedman trying to get it out of the zone, trying to get it over to Braden Stone. Loose. Now Braden Stone grabs it at his own blue line. Braden Stone has it pulled away. Yes. Trying to come the other direction. Bryden McNamara gains his own. Bryden McNamara on the near circle. Goes right back behind the Pioneer goal. Bryden McNamara underneath the far circle now. Trying to poke it away. Hudson, Bryden McNamara able to hold it in. That comes back and along the end boards. Friedman has it. Friedman backhands it into the near corner for Jones. Jones back over to Friedman and along the far boards. That grab by Hudson. Hudson, top of the far circle, trying to get it out of the zone. Again, held in. That backhanded into the near corner by DiDomenico by Divine Child. Pioneer able to get it all the way out. That will be an icing, but again, high school sports. Pioneer can get a much-needed line change. 4 minutes, 36 seconds left to go here in the third. 4-2, Pioneer with the lead. Both teams looking to get a big early win here. Pioneer looking to win two on the road before returning or playing their first, not returning, but going to the Anna Bryce game. Fired by O'Connell comes into the far corner, outside the far circle now. Battle for it there, trying to pull it away. Still in there. Jones trying to pull it out of the end boards, comes back to the far point. Shot there by Scott, goes just wide. Now the puck loose. Rez with it. Rez coming down the far boards. Rez chips it. That loose, grabbed. Trying to pull it away. Now Pioneer has it right at their own blue line. Trying to get it back there was Holt. On the near circle coming in. And on the far circle. Good save by Houston. There's good puck movement from the near circle to the far circle by Divine Child. And there's a great block by Jones to slide down and get it out of the zone. 3:40 left to go. Divine Child fires it right back in. Rest goes back behind his own goal to try and grab it for Pioneer. Rest lifts it all the way down the ice. That will be icing and head back into the Pioneer zone. So I just dumped the clipboard down onto the lower level. Face-off in the near face-off circle, trying to grab it. And pulled away by Welsh right out in front. That comes all the way back. Trying to move it over to Bryden Davis. Now on the near boards, bringing it ahead. That tipped loose. Sanborn over to Yang. Yang trying to get it out of the zone. Welsh able to hold it in. Again, Divine Child able to hold it in at that far point. Lifted through the neutral zone, coming in. Here comes Nolan Miller. Nolan Miller on the far circle. 3 minutes left to go. Grabbed, loose, now coming in along the end boards, right back behind Tomasicki. Held in by Sanborn, shot. Good save there, coming right back around. Bryden Davis has it in along the far boards. On the far circle, Pioneer holding it in. There's a shot by Armstrong and a save by Tomasicki. Face-off in the near face-off circle. 2 minutes, 42 seconds left to go here in the third. 26 shots by Pioneer, 19 by Divine Child. 2-goal lead by Pioneer, trying to hang on. That puck comes all the way back. Friedman has it at the blue line. Friedman trying to fire it ahead. Swept all the way back deep by Pioneer. He's moving it back, Garcia. Now lifted, coming to center. Here comes Divine Child, racing ahead. Stevens on the near circle. Stevens sent wide, grabbed by Jof. Jof coming down the near boards. Jof into the near corner. Jof rockets it. That banked off the far boards, back into the Divine Child zone. 1 minute, 10. Let me try that again. 2 minutes, 10 seconds left to go. One of those numbers that's going to be called the tripping to Pioneer. Divine Child pulling the goalie for the extra attacker before Pioneer can touch the puck. As that comes back to the far point, DiDomenico trying to fire it back deep. Pioneer trying to touch the puck. And there they go. That will be a power play for the rest of the game, depending on how this goes. As that's a tripping call to Pioneer. As Friedman goes into the box. As timeout called by Divine Child calls the timeout as they want to talk things over. So they want to get the most out of this remaining 1 minute 48 seconds left to go. Again, tomorrow we will be with Pioneer Women's Hockey, 7:45 at the Buffalo Wild Wings Arena, facing off Troy United. So that will be tomorrow. Check that out. We'd love to see a whole bunch of Pioneer fans there. If you can't make it, we will have it on arborbroadcasting.com. Again, Pioneer with 4 goals in a row and then 2 unanswered by Divine Child as they have ratcheted up their play all throughout this game. They've been making it really tough on Pioneer in this third period, looking to get it to a 1-goal game on this power play, and then at that point anything can happen. Both squads gathered together talking to their coaching staff. Remember to vote for the Ann Arbor Best in Flow. We tweeted out the link not too long ago. It is here on Skyline. Father Gabriel Richard and Pioneer battling for the best flow. It will be announced the final day of the Jillick tournament between the two games. So check that out. Every dollar is a vote, and all of the money goes to a fantastic foundation for youth mental health, especially in the sports community. Right in. Trying to take shot. Bryden McNamara. Saved there by Houston. 1 minute 41 seconds left to go. It's a good shot with lots of traffic out in front. Face-off in the near face-off circle. Stevens in to take the face-off. Armstrong on the other side for Pioneer. Comes back to the near point. Bryden McNamara fires it over top of the far circle. That's sent back into the neutral zone as trying to hold it in was Connor Godin. Now Bryden McNamara has it at his own blue line, trying to feed it over to DiDomenico. And puck pinned in along the boards, back in the neutral zone. Bryden McNamara gains the zone, high slot, now leaves it there. There's a blast through the neutral, through the slot, pulled away and along the near boards, banked, held in by Bryden McNamara at the near point. Shot there goes wide. All the way back to the far point where DiDomenico sends it right back deep onto the far circle. Loose there, Armstrong now rockets it all the way down. Under a minute left to go, 58 seconds here in the third. 4-2, Pioneer with the lead. Divine Child battling, trying to get it to a 1-goal game. Bryden McNamara comes in, top of the near circle. Drop pass, there's a shot, and a pad save goes up into the netting. Drop pass over to Fawaz. Fawaz with a fantastic shot. Good pad save by Houston. 42.2 seconds left to go here in the third. It's been an excellent game between these two opponents. Stevens again versus Nolan Miller. There's a shot and a save by Houston. 38.9 seconds left to go here in the third. All remaining on the power play unless Divine Child scores or another penalty is committed. And Stevens again in that near face-off circle. Grab. There's a shot by DiDomenico that goes high. The puck in along the far boards. Commutin trying to knock that away. Loose on the far circle. Wouldn't settle down. Now grab Stevens with a shot. That goes wide. 24 seconds left to go. The puck in the far corner. Outside the far circle. Sent. DiDomenico with a shot. Loose. Blocked out in front. Bryden McNamara feeds it all the way through the slot, coming in along the far boards. It's an empty net goal by Pioneer, and that should put it away, as it was a beautiful long shot by Commutin, and that is a hat trick by Commutin. 5-2, Pioneer, with 10.5 seconds left to go, will win their second game of the season. Again, it took till February to get their second win last season, so Pioneer with a bright outlook this season as Braden Stone wins it back. That grabbed in along the far boards. 5 seconds left, 4 seconds left, 2 seconds left, 1 second left, and Pioneer goes to 2-0 on the season, beating a very good Divine Child team. Houston is crowded by the whole team, who comes out and gives Houston a big pat on the helmet. Pioneer will be back in action versus Riverview Cabrini on Monday. We will have that game for you from the Ann Arbor Ice Cube. Pioneer wins 5-2 and goes to 2-0. For my camera person, James Wiseman, my name is Mark Wiseman. Thank you very, very much. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your evening. We'll be back with Pioneer Women's Hockey tomorrow at 7:30 for the pregame, 7:45 for puck drop. Thank you and good night.